Hi guys, welcome to the Marshall online demo for the Marshall DSL40C, which is a 40 watt valve powered combo with 2 channels and some great sounds as you're about to hear. What we're going to do is check out the front panel first as always, and then check out some of the sounds that you can get from the DSL40C. Going from left to right, firstly you've got your clean channel, or as some of you who may be familiar with the DSL range may know, it's also known as classic gain. That consists of gain and volume and a switch to go from a clean sound to a crunch sound. Next up, you've got your channel selection switch, which takes you over to the ultra gain channel, which consists again of gain and volume, and also in true DSL style, it's also got a switch for lead 1 and lead 2. We'll work out what those do in a little while. Then you've got your regular EQ section, which includes treble, middle, bass, and presence. There's the DSL tone shift switch in there too. Then you've got resonance, which is instead of a deep switch, so it's a little bit more variable. And then you've got 2 different reverbs on there, 1 for each channel. I've set the classic reverb higher than the ultra, so there's a little bit more reverb on the clean channel. In terms of sound, we're going to start. I've got my EQ set on 7 or 8, something like that each, and then I've got the gain and volume both set at half for the clean channel, and this is the sound that you get. All right, and you can hear the reverb in there as well. So that's the straight clean sound. Without changing any of the knobs there, I'm going to just go straight to the crunch sound so you can hear the difference that this makes. All right, so that's the 2 sounds that you get from the classic gain channel. What we're going to do now is switch over to the ultra gain channel. I've set the gain fairly low. I'm going to set it actually to about number 2. The volume's on about number 4. This is on lead 1. All right, so it's quite a brutal, intense kind of overdrive sound. What I'm going to do now is increase the gain, which will fatten it up a bit. Still on lead 1, with the gain now on 7. And from there, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change it over to lead 2. Now, if you're familiar with the original DSL, you know that lead 2 carries more gain and is a little bit more broader in terms of sound as well. And you'll hear that change now. All right, so that gives you an idea of what the overdrive sounds are capable of doing. There's obviously much more to that though. If you increase or decrease the gain on either lead 1 or lead 2, it makes it a very versatile amp. And actually, while we're on that subject, this amp is ideal. It's a 40 watt combo, which is ideal for going out, and playing gigs with, and for home use as well. So moving on, what haven't we covered? We haven't covered the resonance control. Actually the tone shift we'll do first. So if I put it back on lead 2 with the high gain, Back on the overdrive channel, I'm now going to engage the tone shift as well. That's without tone shift, and this is with. So hopefully you hear the sound towards the end there, how it changes with the tone shift. Basically what the tone shift switch does, if you've seen any other DSL demos I've explained, it just knocks all the mids out, gives it much more of a kind of brutal sound. So the resonance control, as I said earlier, in lieu of the original deep switch, it gives it much more variation in terms of what you want to add to the bottom end. So if I take the resonance all the way off, I'll gradually play and wind it all the way up so you can hear how it pads out there. To give you an idea, back with no resonance at all, and then full resonance. Not that you'd perhaps need that much, but it gives you an idea of what it can do, and as I said, perhaps better than just having one switch which gives you a predetermined amount. You can play around with it there more to add out the bottom end there. All right, so that's pretty much it in terms of the front panel features. On the rear panel, there's also a pentode triode switch, as there is found on all of the new DSL range. So to give you an idea of what that does, if I go back to the overdrive channel, we're on pentode at the minute. I'll drop it to half power on the triode. All right, so that's pretty much it. Gives you an idea of what the Marshall DSL40C is all about. And what we're going to do now is check out the rear panel. On the rear panel of the Marshall DSL40C, first up you've got the pentode triode switch, followed by your send and return on and off for your effects loop, then your foot switch input, and your speaker outputs. For more information on the Marshall DSL40C and others in this range, please head to your local Marshall dealer.